Hello there, HKB boppers. Welcome back to another episode of Hong Kong and Beyond. On today's episode, we're going to take a little look at the film Fight Back to School from 1992. First, we're going to give details about the film, and then we'll give our thoughts on the film, followed by a brief talk about the release, and then we'll let you guys go. If this is your first time at HKB, please consider hitting the subscribe button and liking the video if you enjoy it. It really helps out the channel an awful lot. You can find us on social media on Facebook, Instagram and Twitter at Hong Kong and Beyond. So this film was directed by Gordon Chan. It had a theatrical run in Hong Kong on the 9th of April 1992 to the 7th of May 1992, grossing at the local box office a little over 31 million. In the lead we have Stephen Chow playing Star Chow again, reprising his role from the first film, and Charlotte Chung Man also returns playing Miss Ho, this time getting ready to get married to her newfound lover. We also have Ying Man Tat returning as Cho Tat Wah, and the new addition to this film is Athena Xu playing Sandy Lai. And we also have another favourite from HKB, Deanie Ip, who plays Inspector Lydia Wong. A brief synopsis I found says this: Star Chow, an officer in the elite police unit, resigns when he is made a scapegoat for a botched investigation. He goes undercover at a school to complete the case and realises a bumbling detective is also undercover as a student. That's a little brief, doesn't really cover everything that happens, but my take on this is that we have Star Chow in a demoted position, much due to his own arrogance. He jokingly suggests that he gets demoted to traffic duty, and that's what happens. And after being made a scapegoat for a botched investigation on terrorism at schools, he decides to resign from the force. Meanwhile, in the special elite squad now headed up by his friend Cho Tat Wah, played by Ying Man Tat, he is heading up the investigation, and also on the team in the special branch is newcomer Michael Chow. Michael Chow, you may recall if you watch our channel regularly, was in a film that we covered on the channel called In Between Loves, starring Albert Chung and Maggie Chung. We have grown to really like Michael Chow on this channel, and in this film he plays a fun little part. But that being said, front and centre again is Stephen Chow. Also, Ying Man Tat, his role is beefed up a little in this one, and we have some fun sequences where he is dressed as Arnold Schwarzenegger from Terminator 2. So he's got the black baggage jacket on, he's carrying the sawn-off shotgun, and he's wearing the shades, and he seems to have a lot of fun in that role. Charlotte Chung, unfortunately in this one, she takes a bit of a back seat, and a little more attention is given to the actress Athena Xu, and she's quite good, very likeable in her role, has some good scenes and seems to bounce off Stephen Chow really well in this film. You can see why these films were a success, the chemistry between the actors and the actresses. It seems like they all had a good time while they were filming this, and it's a lot of fun. And whenever Deanie Ip turns up in one of these comedies from Hong Kong, she can more than hold her own. And in this film she seems to take a shining to Ying Man Tat's character, and she's always praising him, making him feel good about himself, and basically taking on board everything he says. And that brings another aspect to this film which we didn't have in the last one, and it's nice to see get some new dynamics into this series. We have the return of Gabriel Wong as Tortoise, as when Stephen Chow's character Star Chow goes back undercover at the school off his own back because he feels the need to get himself re-added to the SDU unit and feels the need to prove himself, as well as keep an eye on his old friend who is heading up the investigation. We also have the Western actor Paul Fonaroff, who plays a Secretary of Security. Some of you may have seen him before. He's been in about 20 Hong Kong movies in a filmography that spans from 1987 to 2015. Some of the highlights from this is Once Upon a Time in China 2, where he played a British consular, and he had a brief role in Once Upon a Time, a Hero in China, where he was playing the role of Indiana Jones. And he even turned up in later films such as Helios from 2015. Also, we have the appearance of Blackie Ko playing a hood who is interrogated by Hua at the beginning of the film in a quite hilarious scene. It kind of heralds back a little bit to some of the torture scenes in films like Dr. Lamb and Untold Story, where they're trying to beat somebody on the chest with a phone book and a hammer, but this time it turns out to be more of a post-it notepad than a phone book. So the humour in this is very typical of this genre, and it is very enjoyable. And spotting all the faces is also another bonus. We have the director Fruit Chan turn up in here, and for the really eagle-eyed you can spot a very young and a very slim Mike Leader. It's always good to see Mike on screen, always a little fun to try and spot him when you know he's in a film. If these kind of comedies are your thing, I can't recommend Fight Back to School 2 enough. It's a great film, it's a great Stephen Chow film. So this is the second disc in the box set released by 88 Films. And the running time of this film is 99 minutes, so it's nice, quick and crisp. We have, of course, 1080p high definition, and it's presented in a 1.85:1 aspect ratio. We have Cantonese language DTS, and we have a lossless 2.0 Cantonese mono. The subtitles for this film are newly translated, and they're very good too, very clear, very easy to read. We have audio commentary by Hong Kong film experts Frank Zheng and FJ DeSanto, who are making a fantastic team, and it's great to have that on this Blu-ray. Other extras, we have Return of the Truant Hero, an interview with director Gordon Chan, Second Chance to Graduate, an interview with the scriptwriter Yuan Ka-chi. We also have Mr. Mumble Meets the King of Comedy, an interview with comedian Michael Chow, who was the other cop undercover in this film. And we have a theatrical trailer. And if you haven't seen it already, check out social media and look at the cover art. It's another fantastic piece by Sean Longmore, and it really captures the feel of the film. We do hope that you enjoyed this episode. You can find purchase links in the description, and we hope to catch you on the next one. Until then, stay cool. I'll see you next time, HK Boppers.